Discord. Yeah, you have my Discord. With that being said, let's jump over to tonight's first interview with OpenGym. Are you on? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca, OpenGym?
Hello. What is up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today?
Good, man. Are you going to be doing audio only, or are you doing a video call?
Oh, sweet. I just got allowed access, and we are there.
There you are. Dude, you're a handsome.
Here we go.
You're a handsome peach, dude. Jesus Christ.
Hey, I appreciate you. I'm just trying to get like you, my boy, you know.
Easy. How are you doing on this beautiful Wednesday? Hold on, I'm fixing your screen because I haven't done this in a week. All right, there you go.
You good, brother. You are good. I don't know. The question was, how am I doing? I'm doing well. I actually am just recovering from like kidney stones, so I'm getting like back on my feet. Yes,
dude, I had those.
Excruciating.
Back in COVID, I had those, and I was a little scared that it was actually COVID because my insides were hurting. Ended up being kidney stones, not COVID, but still fucking sucked.
Honestly, I'd almost rather have COVID.
Really?
If we're, if we're choosing between the two.
Dude, I get it. I was like just sitting in a toilet trying to like just pass the stones and just like crying and just biting my fucking tongue. It sucks.
Brother, what you said, yes, all of that.
Not fun. Well, do you mind introducing yourself to chat? What you like being called? What's your Twitch handle? What you stream? Brief introduction.
Yeah. My name is Ryan. I go by Ryan. Ryan, whatever you like. So brief introduction. I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm just getting into streaming. 6-7 months now. So still fairly new. So still kind of figuring out what I like to stream. But as of right now, I've been playing a lot of like 2K, a lot of MLB. Been playing PGA Tour a lot. I've had a lot of fun playing that. I'm usually running by myself if I'm not playing like against a viewer. But I like to run with my friends a lot when they're able to. But
sure, cool. And you said you started about 6-7 months ago.
Yep. So I used to stream without video, like without the webcam and stuff.
Yeah.
So I really was trying to get into streaming. I was doing that for like, I would say 7 months or 8 months. And then 6 months came around and I started to dive in and invest really into streaming and go full force.
You said 7 months. Let's go 8 months back before you actually decided to go live. How was that like? Were you gathering up all your equipment and were you like planning your brand, or how was that like?
Yeah, so like essentially I wanted to start like a podcast, like just straight recording and putting it up on YouTube. But like eventually it kind of got watered down, and like because I wanted to do kind of like basketball. I wanted to do it around that niche. So like I kind of saw the market was kind of flooded already, so I didn't really want to go into that. So like and prior to that, like I produced music as well. So so like I've done that longer than I've even been interested in streaming or thought about it. And so I was kind of like in the middle of like how can I jumpstart where I want to go with where I like my career.
Sure.
And so about like you said, about 8 months ago, I was just kind of I was sitting on the couch and I was like, man, like what do I like to do? Like what can I do? And playing the game just is something that I've always loved doing since a kid. So I figured like I could my mom always used to say like you should make money out of this, you should make this your living, since I did it so much. So
yeah,
I just was like, you know what, I seen everybody kind of carving their own path, and I was like, let me put my feet in the water and try this.
Yeah,
and I've really enjoyed it so far.
And give it like your own spin and whatnot. Because, like you said, most niches are flooded, and what distinguishes that niche is basically you and your personality.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, what do you think?
It,
What do you think like about you is putting you apart from the crowd?
so I think like just like the kind of lane and avenues I'll bring on my stream, and just like the kind of vibe I want to bring to just like the world.
Mhm.
I think it's just I want to be real positive and make an impact in whatever I do.
Yeah,
Um, so I just feel like in that aspect, I feel like it's a lot of just kind of not nothingness, but just not a lot of stuff is like has a necessary like purpose. So I
sure.
feel like if I can create an avenue with this, I can bring good purpose to people around me, and that's really what is fulfilling. I think.
Do you have like a crazy stream idea that you haven't necessarily like put together and presented to the audience, but you're like it's in your head, it's kind of brewing in there?
I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue. Like, so recently I did a March Madness stream.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, just
Panda
something
saying,
like within like the, avenues. Yeah, I could find a good one. I haven't found an idea yet, but I have had them spinning in my head.
gotcha. Yeah, dude, I have a lot of that I'll be watching a movie and then like something will pop into my head. I'll write it down, expand it. I have a AI agent and she's great. I love her. She'll
Hmm.
expand my ideas and then give me like to-do lists, bullet points, and like an outline. And then I won't act on it. I'll just put it away for later and then see if something comes up later.
Hmm.
Kind of just like put it in the bank.
Yes, and that's a lot of people have been kind of guiding me towards AI and saying like, hey, this is can be a useful tool in
Mm-hmm.
a sense. So I've been really trying to incorporate that and kind of still because it's like iffy with creators like AI,
Yeah,
that little gray area.
it's the
I don't
future. Might
I
as
don't know
well
what's
use it.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
as long as it's like you're not trying to like rip anybody off or any negative thing like that.
yeah.
I think it has benefits.
I think so.
So
Especially to organize your thoughts and
yes,
whatnot. So when you first started
exactly.
streaming, did you have trouble like expressing yourself fully? Because when you first start streaming, right,
Yes,
you're
yes,
nervous that people, motherfuckers,
yeah.
are watching you, and then at least for me, I won't be like my complete full self. I got to drink a little bit to kind of loosen up and get the nerves out and running. Did you have that experience?
Y- Absolutely. Because I somewhat struggle with being very reserved. So it definitely took me a while to like be comfortable, just kind of
Mm-hmm.
like talking to just kind of nobody at first.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that kind of like got me going is like I like to think out loud. So like I already talk to myself, and I'm like, man, you're kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, that streaming goes hand in hand because you can just talk to yourself. So early on, I definitely still struggle with having bouts of silence on stream, just kind of being in the zone. But I've definitely worked through it, and people who have been frequently watching my stream tell me I'm doing a better job at
Doing
it.
better. That's good. When you were struggling with it, were
Yeah.
you like doing like anything in particular to kind of help with that? Were you like putting like notes to the
So like
side or like outlines or anything?
so what worked for me is just like thinking of like themes like in my head in my like I couldn't really write them down because like I would get kind of like writer's block uh when I sit down to write ideas down that
Hmm.
kind of just all somehow vanished out of my head. So I would just watch like YouTube videos on like easy topics like ten topics to talk about on stream, and just really repeating that and having that discipline of just kind of going over those 10 things, uh whatever it is, like something about the game, finding things that you can talk about
Yeah. What's more like narration,
things that are in
right?
the moment. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just doing that kind of helped me just kind of keep the flow going.
How's
Just
your
to
like
start off for
interaction
sure.
with how's your interaction with chat? Is it like a supportive thing, or do they like pick on you, or do you pick on them? How's your rapport with chat?
I'm low key. Chat is very friendly. I
Nice.
really appreciate chat. They're very, very friendly. I'm ready for like the shit talk though. I'm ready for that. So I'm here for whatever. But my chat is very friendly. They're very welcoming.
That's
They're
good.
very supportive too as well. Yes,
I wish my
that's
chat
been
was like
very
that.
appreciative because
Dude, my chat
I
are
feel you, man.
dicks.
I definitely feel you.
They're dicks.
Hey, hey, I feel you because I can be a dick too sometimes. So
I love being
so
a dick.
I can resonate with those people.
I think
Yes.
my persona
Thank
is
you.
like a
Thank you.
professional asshole dick, and I'm like, love it. I love doing it. But sometimes when chat does it
Have
to
you
me,
have you ever seen?
it hurts.
I feel you because yes, when the rabbit got the gun, it's no fun.
Hmm.
It is no fun.
What were you gonna say? Have I seen the what?
Yeah. If have you seen Team America?
I have not. No.
Okay, so I might be butchering this, but there's three types of people in the world: dicks, assholes, and pussies. So I can't give the rest of the spiel because I do not remember it.
Sure.
But
It makes sense though.
that's just the yeah, you exactly. So
I
that's
love.
just
I
you don't
think
want to be the latter of it.
I think depending on the day, I'd fall on either of three, depending on the day.
Exactly. Along the lines, the rest of the quote went, it's better to be like an asshole because they shit on everybody.
Yeah, but then you get bad karma in return and shit. Like
Essentially.
you'd rather be nice. Be like a nice stick.
Exactly.
Rather do
Hey,
that.
exactly what you said.
How about
That'd
your
be my
brand?
choosing. Yes.
Have you been like structuring your brand to like present yourself as? Because you said you're in music. You said you love playing the sports games. Are you trying to present your brand like as a
Yeah.
certain niche, or how are you doing that?
Yeah. So I kind of structure my brand as like so it's open gym, and that play is so like I'm big into basketball and usually like just whenever you want to go play, like you'll hit somebody up and like, hey, there's an open gym somewhere you want to go play, or
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
somebody's hosting it, it'll be an open gym. So I wanted it to kind of be welcoming in the title in a sense, to the point where like basketball fans can be like, okay, I get the name and let me check it out.
And is that the only
Um,
basketball content you're
and I
doing, or
just
are you actually like watching games and reacting to games?
So I'm on Playback TV as well. It's a platform where you can live stream the game and watch along on stream as well.
Oh,
So
gotcha. Cool.
I've been doing that, and that community is really fun. I follow the Atlanta Hawks and any Atlanta-based sports team. I'm just a really big Atlanta fan. So
Gotcha.
soccer, football, baseball, all of that. So yeah, I really structured it that like because I believe like music and basketball, obviously two different avenues, but I think they intersect a lot.
Yeah.
Just within the culture. So I just see that as a way to like merge the two things I'm really, really passionate about
Yeah. And
together.
like
So like
earlier,
on playback.
earlier you said
Oh, go
like
ahead.
that's your niche, but I also think that 99% of people have like multiple interests. And if they like basketball, that's not the only thing they watch. They watch other shit too. They like music, they like podcasts. So I think if you can present yourself as I like these things and I focus on these, variety of things, then that's when your audience starts pouring
Hmm.
in because they like the same things that you do.
Absolutely, and that's kind of what I've been finding. Like my biggest growth, because I was strictly kind of not like on purpose, but I was strictly running 2K.
Yeah.
And as soon as I kind of ventured elsewhere, onto other games, like
Mhm.
that's when my channel started to grow. So my mind is definitely open to like, being like variety and um sharing my interests and whatnot. And like you said, I believe that's the best way for growth is, just let people in. Just
Mhm.
let everybody know what you like. So
How about like, have you collaborated with anybody yet?
actually, this is my very first time ever like collaborating with anyone. So
Oh,
I
cool,
greatly appreciate that
dude.
first of all.
I haven't popped a
So
cherry in a while, dude. I'm kind of proud.
yes. Hey, yes, yes, my first one, red hat, all that.
Love that.
So
Oh, what are the odds?
so yeah, man, my first collaboration.
Cool.
Hey man, yeah, that's on purpose, man.
I'm
No
really
such thing as a
excited that,
coincidence.
yeah, like through here, just meeting people here because I like talking to people. I tried doing the games, but it kind of bored me. Just my attention span kind of sucked.
Hmm.
But when you talk to
Hmm.
somebody, you get to talk to them. They have so
Yes.
much stories, so many experiences. But like through here, I've met like great people here that now we're planning like a little collab on Repo, and then hopefully that's going to be good. And most of the people there I've met through the interviews.
Yeah, nah, this is like my first time kind of like because I'm not really necessarily big on like necessarily like watching and like exploring on Twitch.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to do a better job at that, just kind of tapping into just kind of different avenues. And so this is definitely a piqued my interest. This is
Yeah,
definitely
it's
gonna be definitely gonna be a frequent viewer.
dude, I appreciate that. And uh, did you have you like you said you don't really frequent watching other streamers. Are there like certain streamers you like watching right now?
Really just like
What's up,
the ones
Carly?
that like the time when the times that I do kind of spend my time on Twitch, I've been following just like the people I've been interacting with recently, like through Reddit, or whether that just be through follows. Um, I've been just trying to interact and watch their stream and
Hmm.
interact on in their chat as well.
Have you picked up
So
any
just doing a better
like
job at that.
tips or ways of doing things that they do shit a certain way, and you're like, oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna apply that to mine.
Um, Really honest, like the way people have interacted with me through like their first interactions with me on my stream
Hmm.
taught me how to interact with other people on their stream.
How is that?
I because I really didn't know necessarily how to interact with people. Like I didn't know whether to be like, just pop in and be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
I'm Ryan, like what are you doing? Like anything like that. So like when people kind of would pop in my stream and just kind of randomly just comment on the game, I'm like, okay, this is how like you interact and spend time with other people in their stream, because I was a lurker more so than any
Yeah.
um when I would just tap in. But you know,
But also, like,
uh
I one thing
kind
I've been
of
like picking up and starting to do more is like I follow up a lot of people.
mm-hmm,
Most of them, again, from the interviews I've done. And whenever I'm at work, I'll see like for example, like Carling. Carling went live, and then I'll pop it, put it on the
mm-hmm.
headphones. I'll be working, and then I'll be interacting with them. And then somebody else goes live, and then I'll jump to there, interact with them, and it's just like I think that little support kind of boosts morality when you're like maybe you have there he is, hell yeah, when sometimes you have like maybe two viewers and the chat's going kind of slow, and then it's your buddy that pops in,
Yo.
gives some energy, and then pops out. That's that means a lot.
and and exactly what you said, that means a lot, and that's kind of what you kind of like phrased what I was trying to say perfectly. That like it's very encouraging, like when you do have, whether you know them through stream or however,
Yeah.
you have somebody that can pop in and be like, hey man, just tapping in, it boosts morale for sure.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been trying to do to others, because I've felt that personally. So
Yes, it helps a lot.
just trying to spread that.
And
Yes.
then now I'm
Yes.
seeing down on the screen that you got 50 followers, meaning you just reached affiliate.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. And how was that
Yes, sir.
experience when you got that 50th follower?
I appreciate it. Low key, I took a deep sigh of like relief, like because I mentally had been stressing myself out about it because I know it's a goal of mine. I don't want to like diminish it, but like it's a small goal, but it don't stop here either. But like it's big for me personally. So it felt good to be like okay, doing something right because you sitting there at 20 some followers, however long, whatever amount of followers, really, it just feel
Yeah.
like it's just mundane sometimes. I mean, it's just not gonna work out. And like I said, it don't stop here, but it do feel good for sure.
And now that you did reach affiliate, and now you have like more access to like rewards, emotes, a bunch of other shit, text to speech. Is there anything in
hmm
particular that you're excited about implementing to your streams?
Really just rewards. I've been looking more into the things I can do after I've hit affiliate.
Hmm.
Because I really didn't want to like look too into it because I didn't want to like over stress myself and kind of focus too much on like that and get stuck up on it. Um, but I am interested to see, how I can interact with people and start kind of uh ways I can start kind of giving back and kind of creating this community.
One thing I've been
So
spamming a lot on Little Panda's
mhm.
stream, on Dossie's stream, on a few other people's stream. They have the hydrate. Uh, what's it called? Like the hydrate thing. That you'll spend like 200 points and have them hydrate.
A little faucet thing.
Yeah, yeah, dude, that thing's my jam. I'll jump into people's streams and just fucking like hydrate, hydrate. Then
Okay.
I'll jump to somebody else's like hydrate, hydrate, just making motherfuckers drink water.
Okay. Hey, that's life saving right there. So I might
So
have to pick up on that one. That's good.
and then I've also noticed like most chat love using that like hydrate thing, and like it wouldn't have ever. Somebody from the interviews told me about it, and like I was like, "What do you mean hydrate? It's just people drink water?" They're like, "Yeah, people love doing that shit." And I'm like, "All right, I guess I'll put it on mine whenever I reach affiliate."
Hey, low key, that might be the most interesting thing I've heard so far because I need to do better at drinking more water.
There you
So
go.
I might do that.
I did talk to somebody
Obviously,
last
had
week.
kidney stones.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. We need more water. Definitely, I should probably be drinking water instead of wine. Honestly, I did talk to somebody last week that they said
I
that
feel you, bro.
on their like prizes, or not prizes, but like their like redeemable shit, they had like smoke a joint, and that he had to take it down because
hmm
people were spamming the fuck out of that, and that he couldn't like keep up with like smoking enough joints. He's like, he just like took it off.
That's low key sounds like a good problem.
Well, it depends
Sounds like
until
a
you
good
start getting
problem to have.
anxiety, and then you're like, all right, I got to stop smoking. That's enough for tonight. Well,
That is low key. At some point, you're just gonna fall asleep on stream.
yeah, and people watch that shit. Have you seen people that do like a 24-hour stream and they'll just sleep on stream and people just watching them sleep?
I have seen them at low key. I've been intrigued to like try something like that, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm that comfortable yet. I just don't know.
I don't think I could do that. Carding is saying fuck that. I don't think I can do that. Just sleep on stream and watch people watch me sleep. I think that's a big no for me. That'd be
Nah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I need my time away from like to recharge.
recharge
So I just
exactly.
don't know the 4 hour thing.
Yeah. Well, that
And the
gets
whole like showering thing just doesn't make
sure.
sense. Like I'm not finna shower with bathing suit,
Yeah, you're not gonna do that. That
so
gets
I can't do it.
that gets me curious. You said recharging. Do you feel drained after you do like a stream? Does it like actually drain you, like your energy?
Not really. Because you know, I like to quiet, reserved, but like when I like to be social as well. So like I have a pretty good social battery.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm lagging or not. My
a little bit. I think you're fine.
my camera's messing up. But yeah. The only time I feel drained is when I play like 6, 7 hours of a game.
Damn.
But that's kind of, I feel like that would be typical. You're gonna feel tired. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like those long streams when you stream with the boys, and on the off days, the rare off days.
I don't know how I
So,
could have done that
So
when
no,
I was
I don't
like a
necessarily
kid.
feel.
When I was a kid,
Yeah.
dude, I used to like play
See,
video
I wish
games through the whole morning. I don't know how I did that. I can't do that anymore.
Absolutely not, man. My cutoff is like 11:30, 12
Yeah.
o'clock. So like late night through the morning, not for me anymore. But I wish streaming was there when I was like young. Like I'm a 90s baby.
Yeah, same here.
I kind of missed out on like the streaming early on. Yeah, exactly. So we kind of we really ran this gaming community. I feel
That's
like.
right.
So,
I think so. Fuck yeah. How,
But I like
do
absolutely,
you know?
man.
Do you
Like,
know the demographic of Twitch? Because it's not '90s babies.
absolutely, yes. I am. It's kind of I have to kind of learn that curve with like social media now, because like
Yeah.
when we came up, like when social media first started, like Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, all of those first blogs or whatever, like it was kind of us running it, right? Like
What's up, Luma?
kind of our demographic. And now what's happening, Luma? Um, Now it's like it's a shift on all platforms. So like I have been kind of getting used to that, like younger demographic. And it is low key. It's energizing though, to be honest. Like just
It's very
I'm
energizing.
30
It's very
or 29,
positive.
so like
Dude, I'm 29 also. 96, baby.
hey,
That's right.
96 gang. Yes,
There
sir.
you go. But yeah, like
96, best year,
The Twitch
best year, yes,
demographic
sir.
is a bunch of like 2005 and up. And then what they like, we're not really interested in. What we talk about, they don't really understand. So there's kind of like that mismatch that we got to get like over.
Yes, it has to be like that Venn diagram. Like you have to find out what that common interest. And I'm definitely, it's intriguing, and like that's who I'm expecting to roast me, low key. Like
Yeah.
I'm ready for the uncle jokes, oh the OG jokes, all of that. So
I just started hearing uncle. I'm like, the fuck are you calling me uncle for? Like, I'm not even 30. Shut the fuck up. The fuck? No, that's great,
Hey,
dude. Again,
I've been an uncle since like I'm 9 years old.
oh, there you go. I'm the oldest of the family, and I'm sure I'll be an uncle before I make my siblings and uncles and aunties, because I'm kind of slacking in that regard.
I'm right there with you, brother. I'm the youngest, but I'm lacking too. Trust me.
And
I'm
the
in
thing
no
is,
rush
it's so
either.
easy to have a kid. Like, it takes like 13 seconds to have a kid. Like, to make a baby. It's pretty easy. I don't know how I'm
But
slacking so
what
much.
like it it takes yes like that for 18 years. And
Yep, you're tied
I,
down.
I don't know, bro. That
Luma's saying
I
what?
think that 18 years is what has stopped me.
Same here, dude. It's what stops me and just makes me, think twice about it. Well, let me throw you on a little game show. We do have another guest coming on at 6 to 6:06.
I got you.
So again, this game show, it's like a Wheel of Fortune. Have you played that before, or have you seen people play that shit before?
Uh, Absolutely, yes, sir.
Sweet. So let me get that shit going for you. Oh fuck. Give me a second. And basically, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring up a board, and you can guess letters for free, unless it's a vowel. A vowel costs you 200 points. So you cannot guess a vowel on your first guess, because you got 0 points right now. I do have a few categories though.
Sweet.
Do you want to pick a category? I got 2 categories. I got movie quotes or porn parody titles.
Okay.
What you want to do? What's up, Deadpool?
I don't focus on titles, so let's do movie quotes.
Movie quotes. Sweet. All right, let's get this one going. Up. Here is the movie title. And now I'm going to spin the wheel, and then the wheel's going to tell us how many points are up for grabs. So after that, you can guess a letter as long as it's not a vowel for a first try. Let's spin that puppy. See what we got, man.
Got you.
All right, you got 500 points up for grabs.
Got you.
They're not yours yet.
I'm a big nerd right now.
All right, what you got for your first letter?
Oh, we're gonna go with H.
Ache? Do we have an H?
Yes, sir.
You know what? We do. There you go. So there's the H.
Yup.
That gets you 500 points.
Gotcha. Perfect.
And then spinning the wheel for your second guess. Now you can guess a vowel, but it's going to cost you 200 points for a vowel. So 600 points up for grabs. What you got?
Sweet. Perfect. Perfect. We will go with R.
Going with R. And we got an R. There's your R. And then 600 points gets it to 1100. And then spinning that wheel again. You're doing pretty good, dude. That's 2 for 2.
Hey, I appreciate it. I can't lie, I'm a nerd, so
No, you're good.
This kind of seems right up my alley.
500 points up for grabs. What's your third guess?
I would like to buy an owl, Miss Horrific.
Let's do a vowel, homie. What's your vowel?
And sweet. May I do O?
You got an O. And then that gets you 500 points.
Sweet.
500 gets you up to 1400.
Sweet.
And then also, if you know the phrase, you don't make any points from guessing the phrase. You actually only make points from guessing letters. So you can kind of milk it, but
Sweet.
there's a 800 points up for grabs. But if you get a black bankrupt, you lose all your points and the game's over. And again,
that's what I'm about to say.
Yep. And then the guess with the most points is gonna be getting 10 gifted subs. And then now you're affiliate, so you can actually use those 10 gifted subs. So it's up to you, homie. What you got? 800 points up for grabs.
Bet. Oh, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and solve. I don't want to push my luck.
Well, you okay?
Yeah,
well, I was gonna say you
already
already spun 800 points, so you can guess a letter and then guess.
Bet. All right, we'll do that then. We'll guess a letter and then we'll go ahead and solve.
What you got for your next letter?
We'll have to buy a vowel.
All right.
Possible.
Yep.
And we'll go with E.
Going with E, and then there's your E. And then there's your 800 points, brings you up to 2K. You want to guess that?
Sweet.
Or you want to spin again? Want to gamble?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and guess it. You know, I've been taught to know when to fold.
Dude, I got to learn how to do that. I took my
so my guess
siblings.
Is gonna.
I took my siblings to Vegas, and we did not know how to stop. We lost all our money. All right, you want to guess that?
I'm right there with you, man. I had a good run on sports betting, but I had to put it up. But yes, sir, I would like to go ahead and guess. May the force be with you.
May the force be with you. There you go, dude. Nice job.
Hey.
All right. Well, that gets you 2,000 points.
I'm glad I had a chance.
Yeah, man. No, you did great, and you didn't even miss any letters. You got every single letter. That's pretty rare. All right.
Shout out to the.
There you go. Well, that gets you 2,000 points. Gonna jump back to the interview screen. And is there any shout out you want to do? Socials, anything you want to shout out?
So all of my socials are really under the same thing, Open Gym. Whatever platform you're on, it's gonna be that, like Open Gym IG, Open Gym YouTube would be YT, Open Gym TT, and then OpenGymTv.
Gotcha.
But I'd just like to shout out you for hosting me, man. I greatly appreciate this opportunity. This is actually really dope to be a part of this and put onto a new kind of community. So I'm definitely will be a dedicated viewer from here on out, man, for sure.
My man, appreciate the love. I did give you a follow, and then you do have 2,000 points. So we'll see how our next guest does. If you do win, I'm gonna catch you on your next live stream, and then that's where I'll gift the subs to kind of excite the chat and stuff. But appreciate you joining. Pleasure to meet you, and hope we can talk and collab later, man.
I would definitely be locked in for the rest of the stream to see what happens, and I appreciate you having me, and look forward.
Sweet. Later. Nice meeting you, man.